Hey, this is Majin. Here's my comic pull list for October 4th, 2017. We'll start off with the first issue of Shadow Man. This is basically, Valiant relaunching their quote-unquote classic character that sold a little bit and then just eventually just disappeared. But anyways, here's the deal with this one. In a way, it's a good introduction to the character because it tells the story of the classic story of these guys who sell their souls to the devil to become music celebrities, and eventually the devil comes due for his bargain, and he comes for their soul, and well, in this case, the manager of the rap group calls upon somebody he knows who calls upon Shadow Man to get their souls back. And, I'll say, before I go into the story even more than this, the art was actually I thought the art was good in that sense. It's dark, and it's, they had some, I guess you could say some parts of it was added realism, but then at the other hand, it's this fantastical stuff at the same time. Now, it's definitely not very superheroic, so that alone is a huge plus. So, anyways, as I was reading this book, I was thinking, okay, wait a second, these two kids made a deal with the devil. They knew that they're going to lose their soul, but they get 5 years of becoming, huge stars. So why should Shadow Man come and save their souls? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you could have, you can argue, well, they were working in the mattress factory, it was a dead-end job, they were never going to make it. But the way this book ended, it ended where it like nothing happened. Basically their music career just continues. It's like a new beginning for us. Well, no, that shouldn't be right. This doesn't teach you consequence. You made a deal with the devil. Yeah, the devil took you to hell, but your music career shouldn't be like the top again. He gave that part of that deal was basically, he gave them that ability to become stars, and that should just be taken away. And so once I started thinking about that, I was like, this story is just this social, give everybody a happy ending nonsense. No. This is called Shadow Man. It's not called Rainbow Man. This is Shadow Man. There should be consequences for these people's actions. And for that reason alone, I cannot buy any other issue of this book, because what's the point? Everybody's going to be coming out perfect at the end, no matter what. Yeah, you might have somebody die here and there, but it you know what I mean? It sets the wrong tone, and I just can't support it, not at all. It was a complete waste of my time. I hope this won't be a waste of my time. I haven't read it yet, but this is Cannibal. All right, now I picked up a bunch of these Batman Dark issues. Before I do that, though, let's do. Okay, we got the Injustice number 11. I haven't read that yet. Oh, and no, I have not watched Gifted yet. I do want to watch it, but I watched American Horror Story today because that show is starting to get very good. I appreciate that right now, so I pushed Gifted till tomorrow. But I am encouraged to see that the ratings were a lot higher than Inhumans, so that's very good. Okay, then we have Batman. Number 32. The end of the Riddler-Joker War. And there is Batman. The answer to Batman's question of, will you marry me, Catwoman? Now, I actually liked this. The way the war ended, it basically changed things in terms of the relationship between Batman, Joker, and the Riddler. And I also liked how the Riddler was like going, yeah, we can kill you any time, but we don't because you're like a challenge type thing. So I thought that was kind of, it's kind of like it takes a lot of the strength away from Batman, where Batman's like, I'm the Dark Knight, I'm here to protect everybody. But these guys are just like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can think that, but in reality, if we wanted you dead, you're dead. So just be glad that we don't want you dead. So I thought that part was like a very nice touch to the way these characters interact. But then, the very, very end of this part was, I mean, there's already been spoilers, so it's no, I'm not spoiling nothing. DC just threw all of this stuff online. Yes, the day before this book came out. But basically, Batman got so pissed off that he took a knife and he was actually about to kill the Riddler. I mean, there was no stopping it, except for the Joker's hand, and then that's where everything changes. So this, I thought, was an interesting idea, and like, sadly, I think, while this storyline would continue for a little bit, but once they start changing writers, this is going to be forgotten, and then like maybe 3 years from now, somebody will go, "Oh, wait a second, I need an idea for a storyline, so let's revisit this." So that's the unfortunate reality. But I liked it. Now the final part was the moment between Bruce and Selina. Now this has been going on for a while. There's been a lot of I don't want to say seeds, but they've been planting a lot of the relationship and like the tragedies that the two characters have faced, separately, and how, in a way, they're very similar at the same time. Which, except for one became a hero, one is a thief, and this was, I guess you can say, a very vulnerable moment for Bruce, because anytime, he's always forceful, he's always in the right. I know what's best. And at this point in time, I guess you could say Batman was at his lowest. He was, in a sense, he really was a beaten man. And there was something about that I guess Selina found attractive. And even though it sounds odd, there's a reason for this. Because, see, anytime, like, if you remember earlier, when Batman first proposed, it was more of a command. Like, I'm telling you to do this. But this is the first time he asked. And if you go back through the history of Bruce and Selina, and Bruce and everybody else, it's always more of a command. This is what I want you to do. And so I think that is the part where Selina probably finds it as very attractive, in the sense that this is Bruce Wayne. It's not the Dark Knight persona. This is him who is actually saying, will you marry me? So I thought all of that part was really good. I thought everything was good. This storyline was great. Even though, I wish there was more fighting, but that's besides the point. Overall, King, I think, so far is doing a very good job replacing Snyder. So, kudos for that. Alright. Now let's talk about these Dark Knights. Okay, first of all, we have Cyborg. Then we have Bruce Wayne becoming Green Lantern. Then we have Bruce Wayne going, "Barry, give me your Speed Force. You don't understand. I need to save people." And Barry's like, "I understand you need to save people, but let's work together." And Bruce is like, "No, Barry, I will take your powers because you don't understand. I'm the only one who understands." Anyways, okay. First of all, this has been done already. Let's be honest. We've had Bruce getting the ring. I believe there's a Elseworlds book with Bruce getting the ring. They've always toyed with the idea, what it would happen if Bruce gets, because of his extreme willpower, he gets the ring. In this case, though, he's a bad guy because the ring appears right after his parents get killed. He's traumatized. He overpowers his ring, and he overrides the no kill command. And then he starts going on a rampage, killing all the villains in Gotham, and even creates this new power where he creates darkness, and there's creatures in the darkness. Where have we ever heard of the darkness, a power where the darkness is, suddenly created, and there's monsters and demons inside the darkness? It's not like it's an original idea or not. But anyways, I mean, okay, let me word it this way. If you were just a casual new fan type thing, I think these books here are spectacular in the sense, you get to see twisted versions of your favorite characters, and it's the way they present this, it's like it's doom and gloom. Each one of these characters basically destroyed the world. They destroyed another world, and now they're coming to Earth. Like, for an example, in I think it's this one, they go to Earth 52, gets wrecked, and there's an Earth 0 that gets wrecked. So that's, from that standpoint, I'd say great job, DC. You really know how to do. You can tell a good story. So let me put things in perspective from my point of view, who's read comics for a long time. This is really boring. We've seen different versions of this throughout time. Both Marvel and DC have done this. They've made twisted versions of their characters. They fought, characters who switched sides temporarily, turned evil. Like, for an example, we just had Captain America turning, Hydra Cap. And it's just, to me, I don't think it takes any originality to do any of this. I mean, I'm serious. A monkey can come up with this idea. Every one of these ideas, it takes no brain power. And monkeys are smart, but I'm just saying it really takes no brain power. The only thing you need to make this thing work is a great artist to go, let me create this version of Batman. Let me create this version of Batman. Once you do that, you hook the readers in, and it's the greatest event, summer event, the greatest fall event. Let's be honest, once this is done, if this does not sell well, we're never seeing these characters again. If it does sell well, then they're going to be imprisoned. And by imprisoned, I don't mean by jail. I mean they'll be sent to another dimension, or they'll be locked away in some kind of contraption where they, it's going to, like the negative zone, for an example, something to that effect. And then give it a few years, something will happen. DC's going to need to do a new Crisis, and then boom, you're going to see something like this happen again. I mean, they'll come right out in full force because they've been scheming all that time. And that's when I just kind of go, they have, both Marvel and DC both have creative people who work there, and at least creative when they want to be. So why not create new characters? I get how, it's the fact that, it's DC, they all have the same worlds but very slight differences. So let's just make a different version of each character. I get that. But, wouldn't it be cool maybe if this wasn't Batman, it was, let's say, Captain Cold. And it's a dark, twisted version of Captain Cold who did something, at least that. Or, this is maybe not Sinestro, but, we'll give, somebody else that really needed time to shine. Because they've already gone through a lot of their major villains already. But, that's one thing. Two, while that is still similar, where all you're really doing is you're using an existing character and twisting them to the extreme. But why not, on the other hand, use this opportunity again, create new characters, that come in, they come into these different universes and they wreck things. That I would have been much more impressed with. I would have been much more interested in their backstories, because all they did was they just twist one little thing in their backstory. And once they twist that one little thing, they think that, they're patting themselves on the back, they've earned their paycheck, and I think as fans we should really ask for more, because we're not getting more. We're getting copy paste work with flashier artwork, and I think it's a shame. I don't think any of us, no matter how deadly these characters are, I don't think there is one person who reads DC Comics above the age of 9 who will think for 1 second these characters will win and their classic heroes are ever in danger. So that's why I think that we're not really doing anything special here. And that's, I mean, will I get the other one? Sure. I mean, I'm curious. So they'll get my money. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it just reinforces why why I like reading manga, because it's different, you know. And you don't get this all. I mean, granted, manga has its issues, you know, but at least they don't go to the well all the time like this, over and over and over and over and over again. But anyways, that's some reviews for you. That's my pull list. Let me know what you guys picked up, what you guys are looking forward to reading the most. We'll have more stuff later. Until next time.